Would you be able to describe your background and tell our listeners about your experience in augmented reality?
My name is Henrique Henrique Favery. I love to solve problems. It's my passion. I would say my purpose in life. I think even when I was a little kid, and played a lot of those strategic games, tried to solve problems. When I was grounded, you have to plan escape plan to run away. So just kidding. 1 minute. And my professional life started when I was 17th as a designer, when I built brands and logo and advertisements for small brands and bands also. And in my 20s, I started living the real world of marketing and advertisement.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, I'm here like 20 years later with a lot of experience. And what I think is really interesting about my experience is that, in my opinion, I have the opportunity to work with really small businesses and startups, and also with major international brands. So, for example, it's really different, right? One from another. So, on small businesses, you have a lot of limitations, budgeting limitations. So I have to be bold all the time. I have to be creative.
Mm-hmm.
You have to think fast, right? But same times you have to all those freedom to innovate, and you also have to put the right metrics in place.
Mm-hmm.
You have to measure all the time. You have to put your priorities in order based on values. So because in the next month, you don't know if you will have the money to pay the bills, right? So yeah, it's really insane also. It's really stressful. But in the other hand, you have big major companies that have a lot of other kind of challenges. That, for example, you have to fight invisible wars between departments. You also have like to the project juggling. You ask the battles for battles. Sorry, you to fight for battles. Also the objectives on those companies, and not always are looking for the client's best interests. The teams are usually working on individual metrics purposes, and also looking for their own bonuses, right? And there are a lot of responsibilities that you have to be on these companies. I can give you a quick example on a campaign that we've made here for a bank called Bradesco here.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost involved like 60 people for one little campaign, put that way.
Mm-hmm.
But imagine 60 people working. Like we have the client's team working, we have the television channel teams working, we have eighth floor teams, our teams involved. We have the Amazon Web Services team involved because they have to change the setup here in Brazil to put up with the campaign that would like have to put up with 6,000 to 80,000 people per second on the QR code going into the campaign. So
yeah, it's a
yeah, it's a lot, and I think I lost like 2 years in 2 weeks of work, but that's okay.
It's worth it.
And yeah, in 6 years ago, I decided to evolve my previous agency that called Big Head to Blue Digital, when we decided to add a new pillar to our business's core, that is the technology.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, it was only business development and marketing. So now you are on the technology and playing with this a lot of tech tools that we can imagine there, right?
Yeah, it's really amazing that you have that much experience in marketing and advertising. Could you just elaborate more, like how AR can revolutionize this industry?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what I really love about augmented reality is the possibility to unify both worlds, even the digital one that you can only imagine and see in the computer, but now we're bringing that to uh, our reality, right? That's you can scan a QR code or you can put some glass in on and from nothing, that's a car on your table that you can customize the colors. You can go and see the interior. You can see the price, and you can buy with one click on one click. So yeah, I think the possibilities are really insane that we're trying to experience from that on, and it's evolving now with artificial intelligence even quicker, right? So,
As the founder of Boo Digital, can you tell me what is your USP, how you differentiate from your competition?
I like to think we are really much more from a businesses agency than a technology agency that bring and develop solutions. We ask a lot of questions to our clients before starting any job here. So we are always trying to seek the core of the problem to sometimes not use AR or suggest something else that probably could make more impact on the performance, the metric and businesses performance that the client are looking for.
Um,
I think that's it. We are not aiming for selling solutions. We try to sell problem solving. So
mhm. Yeah, I know that you are actively using project management frameworks like Scrum or Kanban. Can you just elaborate on that, how it is helping you deliver?
yeah, we work with those concepts. We don't actually work with Scrum because you have to follow all those rules that they have, and also Kanban. But we're probably uh, engaging with a lot of concepts that those frameworks have to build our own mindset that helps us on a daily basis here. For example, we have always aiming for the client. So the client is in the center of all we do here. We have all the metrics that to see where we are at in each job, if we're performing, if I have to change. We are always about looking for learnings. What do we have learned from each job that we've made here to apply in the next one and the next one, and trying to, I think that we're looking up to build up a culture here inside of Boo Digital that makes everyone to be safe, to make errors. So a safe server environment here, it's really important when you have and you want to work with innovation, right? I think the main concepts are there of those frameworks, and it not only helps on AR project, but in everything we do here.
Amazing. You said that you are working with SMBs and enterprises as well. Can you tell us what is the difference while conducting strategy for them? Like how you're
Sorry, these were
small and medium-sized businesses, small businesses.
okay. To bring that, okay. It's a really good question. To build those strategies for both, or
Yes.
kind of.
Is there like any difference? What questions you're asking on a discovery call, or like potential clients to understand like whatever they need just to start collaboration with you guys?
Okay. Normally, what we do here is it's not that different, because at the end of the day, we are always looking, the client or the investors are always looking for the return over the investment, right? So if you have a problem, you have to design the strategy and look for insights that we could use. I don't know, something like fit for purpose, or you do other kind of research that would help you build the strategy. And so I think in both ways, the things that are different are what do you have to do to convince different departments uh, that have different objectives that not are unified with for example, OKR strategy, for example, framework like
Right.
tool. If they are not everyone aligned, probably you will have some difficulties and challenges convincing all the areas for budgeting. And instead of, for example, in startups, you have more contact with the CEO or the owners. Like it's much more easier to unify,
Communicate,
and put everyone's inside a room and explain things, and makes everyone look at the same direction, look to the client purpose, because the most companies is still looking for their businesses, right? They are like driven by the businesses, not driven by the client. So it's really conflicting when you have those kind of, you're trying to do something here, people are looking to the other way. And I think that are the most different.
Thank you for that. May I understand, like, you mentioned that sometimes you don't offer augmented reality and you offer some other solution. Like, what is the game changer? Like, when is your team deciding to go with the augmented reality flow and when it's not?
Okay. Again, I think we will always look on the return over the investment for the clients. And as we know here, sometimes the client is really in love about the solution that they think about, that they thought about. So we're trying always to not make them like suffer for something that will not attend expectations later. So, okay, I will sell you our augmented reality. But probably if we understand that we could be another solution that will make more impact on those metrics, on those performances, probably we'll try to present it as a possible way, and show the advantage and disadvantage of each one of the ideas, and put up on the table to client decides what they're going to do. But even if it chooses or not the augmented reality, we already aligned the expectation that could be not that result, but on sales, for example, or revenue, that always they want, I want revenue, I want, I want now.
But it's not happening. It's not happening without brand awareness or other marketing objectives. So you have to create a funnel of it just to, at the end of the day, to sell your product or service, right?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, that's it.
So what kind of companies should leverage from augmented reality, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think you could, everyone could be.
The simple answer is everyone, right?
Everyone, because it will make some difference on the context that the idea is applied. But I see it making a huge transformation on the society when you can apply the augmented reality on learning process, for example. It's really engaging. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, you're learning at schools, and I have a lot of those drawings and the sketch notes and the books. You have always to imagine. So I think people who have imagination at the time could be more learning skills that now that you can open a book, read a QR code, and from nothing, there's a dinosaur in your classroom, or that you have old warship in your classroom that you can see and you can almost touch it.
Yeah.
And so I think in every area, you could enjoy this technology in different ways. And for example, bring the same example to companies when you have like trainings that you bring thousands of people in the same room without spending a lot of money in hotels and tickets, planes, and renting a place to put everyone together and start that boring presentation with all those keynotes, slides, and you can be really actual and also bring cost effectiveness on all those kind of ideas. For example, where you have I don't know, an engineer that has to make a maintenance in an engine somewhere, and from nothing they have to go there and open this manual that has, I don't know, 500 pages that they have to look from it, or from that you can put a glass on or just a mobile and aim at the engine, and the augmented reality starts doing the step 1, step 2, step 3, and I don't know, something that would like 3 to 4 hours to get it done. Probably with augmented reality, we'll do at the half the time. So the same professional would do much more work with this kind of technologies. So you can go on marketing, advertisement. You can go also in the sales point on stores. They have a lot of
possibilities.
television bringing products into your TV room, so that's really
companies are always looking at the metrics. So how do you measure the success of AR campaigns?
Asking to the clients first, what are their strategy, which metrics they are aiming to perform. So I'll start from them. So each objective they have, probably will build an UX and UI performing, aiming on those metrics. And so I see a lot of clients asking for, in the case of e-commerces, they want to put up on the conversion rates or lead rate or lead conversion also. A lot of, when you're talking more for branding and marketing campaigns, time that the users stood on the experiences, if they got back after or returning users. I saw a lot of a visitor, obviously a lot of how much they converted on the QR code, right? Oh, okay. 1 million people saw the QR code, but how many of them actually got in the experience and what did happen inside of it?
Yeah.
I think the metrics are based on the client's strategy and objectives.
Yeah, one thing is project creation, but another thing is this project promotion. What kind of advice do you have for those who are planning to leverage from augmented reality campaign? How can they promote it properly?
Yeah, I think the most important thing here is to first see where the audiences is, right? If they're a senior audience, like with more aging, it's a younger audience, where those targets are, right? For example, and from there you can develop or create specific campaigns to every target. So I don't know if we have a limitation from that, because you could always like run for old school campaigns like outbound marketing, you can bring flyers and deliver them on the streets for people who are walking on the streets or in cars. That, for example, you could easily bring a project live. For example, a building project, right? Or a building or architecture one that you could on the flyer see the plant, and you'll see all the rooms and change colors and customize it. So I think that the main issue here is from where are those targets, and if you go to an online campaign or offline campaign. So
Right. I know that you have a lot of international experience. So can you tell what is the main difference between the cultures while engaging with AR campaigns? Do you see, have you encountered something?
yeah, I think really interesting this question, because what I notice, it's not that are really differences between cultures, but I think it's the speed, how these cultures evolve to the curve of innovation of every cultures. For example, if the cultures that are more advanced on that curve, that, for example, you go to the United States, probably they are already on the early majority. Probably you go to the other countries, they are really on the innovators still. So not all cultures has already crossed the chasm there. So it's really interesting that you notice that you get more involved by US campaigns, for example, that in Brazil. But we built a campaign here on Instagram from the filter from L'Occitane. So we achieved like 400,000 views in only 1 week. And in the best bet, L'Occitane France from Paris, L'Occitane Paris, asked us, hired us to do the same campaign there, and has almost the same results. It's really incredible how the cultures, even being different, have almost the same result. That's why I think it's not about the culture instead, but always where the majority of people are on the curve of the innovation.
Got it. After this information, I think that a lot of brands will consider to implement AR in their marketing mix. So what would you say to them, like why they have to leverage AR? What benefits can they get after it?
Okay, that's a really nice one also, because in even different campaigns, I have a lot of different insights or metrics that you can evolve. For example, if you are aiming for conversions, you can put try-ons on your website. Probably they will perform those metrics like 20% to... we have cases here that in the pandemic, a client of ours, Chili Beans from sunglasses company, they like 60% plus sales on the products that had the virtual try-on of their sunglasses. I guess the products that didn't had the button of try-on.
And I assume there was 0 return rates, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That's really 0 exactly. It's really, that's one of the metric that they look for also in e-commerces.
I know you're one of the campaigns with Heineken in the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken, the naming. It's really amazing, but it's not always that easy to come up with these creative ideas. So how you push your boundaries in your team?
Okay, so I think the first to push their boundaries here, I think that you have to be a culture with that it's safe to error. People are allowed to fail, and not just saying, "Oh, you can fail, no problem." But when the people does, what happens there, right?
Right.
So it's a really difficult to create those kind of companies, to bring and try to think bolder ideas. And I think the challenge there, when you're trying to innovate and bring bolder ideas to the table, I think it's really easy to like miss something and start thinking about solution. I want to create a solution, and I think the concern that you have to have here, it's you're not trying to build a solution. You're trying to solve a problem. I think that's the main key. And when you flip this key, I think the way that you think will change, and probably will connect you to new ideas, you know, and new ways of thinking the problem and the solution. And that will help you to get in some places. For example, on the Heineken campaign, we have this agency hired us to put up this campaign, because they had hired before us an agency, Augmented Reality agency here in Brazil, that said that would be possible to create an AR campaign that could read and track the image there without no QR code. And suddenly they couldn't do it anymore, because it's like 6 to 5 years ago. So they're not tracking image technologies.
Yeah. It was not really easy at that time.
Yeah. So, and we're looking for the problem, right? Again. And it's funny that we had never worked with augmented reality before that.
Oh, really? So that was the...
Yeah. They come up to us with a problem and say, this company here said that that's impossible. And they hired us, and they hire more two agencies, two companies, augmented reality companies in the United States. One of the biggest company in the world was in this competition also. And we have only 2 weeks to develop this thing, because they already, I don't know how to say the support when you put the glass on, the beer glass on.
Yeah. I don't know.
Image there. They had an image that you put on the image, and from there, this support will up the Champions League Cup.
Was it application?
Sorry?
It was web-based or application?
Web-based. That was this whole thing came up. Oh no, the company could do on the application, but not on the web. So they call it, or you could do it on the web. I don't know. We will try. So we're trying to think, and now from this time on, we got a problem. We start to think about solution, right? So we think that, oh, okay, we got a problem here. So if we could, I don't know, hire some Amazon Web Services and put the mobiles and the applications we installed on those services, and from there the QR code would hit those web services and would like simulate, like mirroring the experience. Okay, possible to build that. Let's see. Oh no, we need much more time to do it, a lot of money. So we start to bring in who, if someone probably at the time who already developed something like that. So our creative process helped us to find eighth wall at the time. And I think it's from that we start. So I think what I said, that is with artificial intelligence, it really difficult to get in touch with all those trends, right? The new tech, new solutions, and then we are not really concerned about staying in touch with this solution, these trend solutions. We are in touch with them, but not really worried about them, but really most of the time with the problems of society or problems that clients or companies are having.
Yeah.
And after that, we try to think, okay, probably this solution here fits this problem, and let's use it. Let's try something. Or if we don't find a solution, we could always make an MVP of the idea and try to slice the values that we could bring to try this hypothesis that is a really existing problem. Or if clients solve those problems with, I don't know, with anything else, for example, Sheets, or the problem that already solving with WhatsApp, another application that already solve those problems in kind of ways. So why not? We can develop or creating something, try to validate those hypotheses, and sometimes bring investors to build those ideas, as we did here with 3 to 4 startups that we are taking here. So I think it's a way that we like to see all those trends.
Amazing. Is you are really experienced in traditional marketing as well, and like, how do you see implementing augmented reality? Like, is it how you compare it? Like, is it just implementation or extension, like the whole marketing, or can it be just like standalone campaign and still deliver the results?
I really like linking all up with all the brand concepts. It's not a problem if you could think in something a part of the whole thing and test or try something there to see how the audience will respond before you invest a lot of money doing that. So I think both ways could work really, really, really well on augmented reality. It's a really versatile technology that you can always work even with your own team inside companies, or you can put on the market for your clients or your prospects. Present concept. It's a really good technology to you show your differentials. You could, for example, choose a Instagram post or a Google campaign or a banner in a really nice website. But when you try and put the 3D on and you can spin on it, you can highlight the differentials that you have against your competitors. I think it's a really unique technology. You can do all those things and try hypotheses there. I think, I don't know if I answered the question.
Yeah, you answered it.
I think the both ways could work really well.
So I'm more into AR marketing team. So I always address AR marketing. So you can use AR on every stage in marketing funnels. So I'm always AR. May I understand, like, what excites you the most in the future of augmented reality?
Oh, of course. I really like. Yeah, of course. That I like that one. The possibilities to unite both worlds, I think, and we're almost there. I think even with now with artificial intelligence, it will really speed up real fast, and something that we would wait like 20 years, 30 years, probably we'll wait 5 years now. So there are a lot of kids that are already playing at Roblox and Fortnite, they unite with their friends there and make birthday parties. They buy things inside of those places. Gucci already sold the most expensive purse in the history was in the metaverse. So I think when you could like not distinguish anymore the digital world from the real world.
Yeah.
Like people naturally seeing those both roles with really one unique role. I think we will get there. So
Yeah,
and
of course.
that would might excites me the most is and when you get there and if we make part of this thing and building this thing together.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you for this amazing conversation.